Hello, everyone. My name is Michael McQuivey. I'd like to welcome you to our workshop today about teenagers and addiction. We'll be looking at the following items. First, we'll talk about the definition of addiction. We'll be talking about statistics pertaining to addiction. We'll be talking about some contributing factors and then some alternatives and coping mechanisms to behaviors that lead to addiction. First of all, the definition of addiction is a compulsive, chronic, physiological, or psychological need for a habit-forming substance, behavior, or activity having harmful physical, psychological, or social effects and typically causing well-defined symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, tremors, or nausea upon withdrawal or abstinence. And I'd like to look at some examples of those specific areas that they mentioned. Substance, they could be alcohol, nicotine, marijuana, prescription drugs, some behaviors, gaming, pornography, cutting, tattoos, and activity, gambling, shopping, cleaning, exercise. And of course, there are many different examples of addictions out there, but those are some of the most common ones. Statistics pertaining to addiction. 9 out of 10 people with addiction started in the teen years. The average age of first-time use of drugs is 13 to 14 years old, and youth are 6.5 times more likely to become addicted if they try drugs before age 21. Some contributing factors to addiction: boredom, peer pressure, depression and anxiety, bullying, and rebellion. And I want to focus specifically on depression and anxiety because I feel like all of these pertain somewhat to depression and anxiety. And let's look at a case study here. So Cassidy discovered when she was in elementary school that she suffered from anxiety and depression. And she noticed when she became 13 years old that if she got into her parents' liquor cabinet and drank the whiskey there, that it helped her to drown out the depression and anxiety. So this led to her more frequently using whiskey, and by the time she finished high school, she was drinking daily. And she said that her favorite companion had become her worst enemy. In college, she found that depression was so bad, and now it was compounded by an addiction, so she attempted suicide. Luckily, she was unsuccessful in that attempt, and that led to her getting some help where she received some counseling and some medication. But she also discovered that yoga and meditation and being in nature helped her to cope with her depression and anxiety, and she didn't have to turn to her addictive behaviors. So I want to focus on that she found a different way to cope. She found yoga, she found meditation, and being in nature. And I want to talk about how we can find our own passion. We can find our own thing that helps us to cope with anxiety and depression. As a father of 4 kids, these are some things that I found in my family that they like to do to cope with their anxiety: swimming, drama, mountain biking, percussion. There's many other things, but those are some of the main things that my family enjoys. And I want to watch this video that does a great job of explaining how addictions work and then finding ways to cope and to find the thing that helps us to find a better way. He talks about consumption and creation, and how a lot of the things that we do today give us the wrong kinds of dopamine. And if we find a way to build and create and look for opportunities to do things that will help us to um, work through our anxiety and depression, that we will be able to avoid addictive behaviors. This is a screenshot of the website that he talked about, Wikipedia, and just searching skills and also Skillshare. And just want to encourage you to come and check us out at uapc.org, the Utah Addiction Prevention Coalition. We are here to help you to find ways to cope with your anxiety and depression so that you can be more successful in avoiding addictive behaviors. Thank you for joining, and we'll talk to you later.